And hello, and good morning or good night. I don't know. Depends on where you are. I am in Norway, and it's now 3:48 a.m. And this must be my earliest live stream in a very long time. That's just because I fell asleep very early last night, and then I obviously also woke up very early at 2 a.m. and then I started started writing, as I always do every morning. Now I've finished writing, and now I want to have a chat with you guys. So we have quite a lot of people in the chat already. I'm going to give it a minute or so before I start talking about today's topic, the Second Amendment, the right to carry, the Americans say, and all that. So I'll just give it a little while, and we can talk about that. Now, do we have any Americans here? Yes, we do. Let's see. I usually do these live streams for members only. And this is a public live stream, but only subscribers to this channel can comment. I can set those I can make choices like that when I set up the live stream, so that we hopefully don't get trolls. Yes, the right to defend oneself. Don Thomas says I'm American. Eric Pearson from Maryland, USA. Bertram Hallbrunner says I am American and Second Amendment advocate. Okay. So, maybe you wonder what I think about the Second Amendment. Should we have the Second Amendment, something like that, in Norway as well? Do Americans carry guns? No, sorry, do Norwegians carry guns? I know Americans do that, but do Norwegians carry guns? How is the situation in continental Europe, and so on? I have my opinion on this is not popular. It's not socially acceptable in Norway. So you can guess where I will be going with this. Shane from Alaska, Shane Stewart. For every day now, I want more and more to go to Alaska and live in Alaska. Okay, let me tell you a story. And this happened to me yesterday. I am babysitting or dog sitting my mother's old dog, and I do that from time to time, quite often actually, because I want to help out, and he's an old dog and he needs physiotherapy. So I was at the veterinarian's where he walks on a water treadmill. So it's very good for his muscles and legs and all that, So we do that as often as I can, and after he has taken his bath on the water treadmill, and we finish and we go out, and he needs to have a pee in the shrubbery outside by the parking lot. He's almost 14 years now, actually. So So we did that. Well, not me, but he he did that, and we walked, just a little stroll along the parking lot there, and then I put him in the car. Then I got in the car, and I discovered someone was blocking me from backing out of the parking where I had parked the car, because another car, a sporty sort of rubbish nonsense car, was blocking me from backing out, reversing out of the of where I had parked my car. So then a guy comes out of that car, and he signals to me. And I was skeptical because he looked, he had a certain look. I'll get back to that. He had a certain look, the sort of, if any of you have tattoos, it has nothing to do with that, but I'm sure you know that certain tattoos are kind of a sign that, they signal something, right? They, that this is not a good person. This is a certain kind of person. And also he had the physiology of someone on steroids. I can see that straight away because I've been working out, lifting weights my entire life, so I can see that. And so he was that kind of person. So I made a mistake. I usually don't make mistakes, but first I just signaled, okay, hello, like this from inside the car, and then he would not move the car, he wouldn't go away. So I went out to the car, and you should never do that, of course. I went out to the car, and then he said, in very broken, rubbish English, "You forget something." And he points behind my car. And then I thought, because I was a bit naive, I guess, I thought, oh, maybe I have put the dog leash on the ground because I have to lift this old dog into the car. So maybe I had forgotten that, But obviously he wasn't trying to help me, not at all. Yeah, Russian mafia, they looked a little bit like Russian mafia, the way I've actually seen Russian mafia people, and they looked a little bit like that. They looked like someone with a Eastern European look, I would say. Southeastern look to them. Because he was not alone, of course. They are never alone because they are cowards. They are always cowards, those people, and they are never alone. What he was pointing at was actually a dog poo bag. Like when you pick up the poo from your dog and you put it in a plastic bag and you throw the bag, right? Someone had put, not me, but someone had put one of those bags next to the car, next to my car. And what he tried to tell me now was that he had seen me, and it was me not picking up from my dog, And yeah, Bertram Hallbrunner, yeah, some styles of tattoos indicate character of person. Yes, that's what I'm talking about here. And I know you all understand what I'm talking about here. You get the picture now, okay? So I'm not at all trying to say that I was skeptical because they had tattoos. It was the total look of these people. Okay, so let me get to the point here. He was pointing at that dog litter bag, and he was doing this. I see you, and then he took a photo of me with his stupid cell phone. Then he got in his car, and he took a photo of my car's license plate. I got in my car, and then they drove off. So here's the thing. Now, if I had shown any kind of aggression, his little mate would have gotten out. I'm seeing little; they were quite big, you know, but they would both have gotten out of the car, and they would have used violence. I know these things because, you know, I've seen this before, and I've been in that situation many times before. So, what do you think about this? Is this how we want to do things? They were trying to pick a fight. They were trying to, I don't know. I honestly don't care what goes on in their little tiny brains. I don't think that the little rabbit steering the controls there is up to the task. But the thing is, if I had gotten a little bit angry, they would both have gotten out of the car, and they would have used violence, because that's how they are. That's how they operate. That's the only thing they know. They were threatening, and the fact that they were taking a photo of me and my car's license plate, and so on and so on. Now, I have been in situations like that before. I grew up in a place where we had a lot of that going on. And I have been in fights. It's nothing to brag about. It's something, it's not a nice thing. It's something I try to avoid, but also I will not be picked on. I won't have them, I will not have these people belittle me and bully me. I will not have that. So the main reason why we moved away from Oslo, the capital of Norway, was that we wanted to get away from that, from all that. So here's the thing. I'm now 49 years old. I do have a martial arts background, but I'm also someone with, you know, I'm rusty, you know. So I guess I could have taken one of them down. Both of them, I don't know. I honestly don't know. And you really don't want to get into situations like that. So here's the, yeah, what's your expertise? That's Muay Thai. Some people call it Thai boxing. But that's a long time ago now. And I'm very rusty, I guess. But here's the thing. These people are not, how should I put this? I'm talking from, there are two aspects to this. The first aspect is how Norway has changed. Aaron Gross, thank you. Thanks a lot. We were made for this, even the car situation. Exactly. Thanks a lot. Very much appreciated for the super chat there. Now, here's the thing. There are two aspects to this. The first one is how a peaceful country like Norway has changed. And the second aspect is how the principle of the right to carry arms comes into this. So let's talk about how Norway has changed. Norway has changed mainly because of immigration. And when I say that this is a public live stream, some people will want to call me a racist. First of all, go ahead, I don't care. That's also a form of bullying. I will not have that. I grew up in what was once a peaceful place, the suburbs of Oslo. And what I saw, that was this is not something that just happened overnight. It's been going on for decades. So what happened was that we got gangs, boys, young people, mainly from the Middle East. And then everything changed. Now, I will say that I know several people from those places who are good people. Good people. But it only takes a small percentage of those people to change a country. And I would say that my life experience tells me that this actually has very little to do with a certain religion of peace. I know some people will disagree. I'm not. This is not a conclusion. It's just I'm telling you what my life experience is, because I see the same problem with people from certain parts of Eastern Europe as well. And from that, it makes it very difficult to draw a conclusion here, okay, when it comes to a certain religion. So I don't want to do that. I think it has something to do with things, but yeah. So Norway has changed, and most people are too cowardly to be honest about that. I can remember a time when things like that wouldn't happen. It just never happened, or almost never. It would have been very rare, because here's the thing, and I can tell you this again, people who want to call me a racist, go ahead. I have never had any similar situation with someone who looks like and talks like an ethnic Norwegian. And I have had many situations. Similar situations with people, yeah, from those parts of the world. I'll include Northern Africa. I actually haven't had any personal bad experiences with people from Northern Africa, so I will just add that. But I'm just telling you what I have experienced and what I've seen, and you can draw your own conclusions. Sally McTaken, just dropping in to say hello, and thanks for the super chat. That's wonderful. Thanks a lot. So I'm also a father. I have a daughter. I have a son. And I do not want them to live in fear. I do not want them to be naive. They are not naive, but people say, don't live in fear. It will be all right. No, sometimes it won't. Sometimes life happens and you get into trouble. What if it wasn't me sitting in the car? What if it was my daughter? That takes us to the question of the Second Amendment. So here's my opinion on the Second Amendment, the right to carry arms. I am very pro the Second Amendment. Because these people, and I know this for a fact, these people, these bullies, very often, they carry a handgun. They have a handgun in the car. Not all of them, but it's much more common than most people want to believe. So it's that saying, if guns are outlawed, only outlaws will have guns. It's very simple. It really is very simple. If you look at the numbers, you can pick apart all those, I almost cursed here now, all the arguments coming from people who are against the Second Amendment. And I'm telling you this as someone, I was against the right to carry arms. Many years ago, I was against that. What I do is I look at the numbers. And if the numbers tells me that I have been wrong, I change my opinion. It's called learning. It's called, you can call it whatever you want. I guess most people, they do this cherry picking of science and so on, and they will only relate to things that the numbers that confirm that the opinions that they already have. I had to change my perspective on this. I was wrong. If people have the right to carry arms to defend themselves, you get less crime. That's the truth. And hold on. HZJ79 for Slavic beer. Do more Viking history and tradition videos for people to have at least 2 minutes away from all this madness. Thanks, Bear. Well, thank you. Yes, it is absolutely, that's coming. The reason why I've had a bit of problem with that is that I have a problem in my Viking cabin with insects, actually, and I need someone to fix the roof. I work 60-hour weeks, and those videos take more time, but I will get there. I will get there. Okay. So so if that was my daughter in the car there, I would want my daughter to have a handgun on her person. And I think what's going on with people in Norway and in Europe, I guess, well, in the USA as well, saying that we must have everyone hand in their guns. We can't have guns. What's going on there is a kind of virtue signaling. I think that if they were to be honest with themselves, they would say, well, no, I don't really believe that. They are lying to themselves. Etamon Halfjeten says, it is the right of free people to carry weapons. Yes, exactly. And also, I used to think I could deal with everyone because I was big and strong. I had a Muay Thai or Thai boxing background and so on. But as I'm getting older, I'm not old, I don't feel old, but I know that, my reaction is probably not nearly as good as it was. I'm a bit slower and so on. And what about when I'm 60, 70? At some point you will get weaker. And are we supposed to have a kind of society where only those who are big and strong can defend themselves? That's not fair. That's not fair. So I do support the right to carry arms. And I think it's dishonest of the people who say that, no, we can't have that, we can't have that. And this argument that says that we will have more crime if people have the right to carry arms, it doesn't add up. In fact, the worst tragedy involving guns in Norway, I guess you've all heard about that. A certain person went to a youth camp for, the Labour Party, and he killed a lot of people. What if they had a guard there who was armed? Maybe, well, certainly, that would have saved a lot of lives. Hold on. So now, okay. YouTube is hiding some comments here. I'm trying to scan for those, and I will show those. I can. Yeah, okay. It's moving fast in the chat here. Yeah. So. Okay. Super chat here. Muti, thanks for the donation. Hello from the very rural mountains of Eastern Oregon. That's wonderful. Thank you. And Stray Wolves is now a member to the channel. And thanks a lot for that. I do most of these live streams for members only. So, okay. And hold on. I have glasses. Yeah. Hello. My wife says I look old when I put the glasses on. Okay. Everything is crystal clear now. Aesthetics, thanks for the donation. And Romans 1:25 to 26 is a member. Thanks a lot. Andres Crown says you are old. Well, thank you. These are only for reading and so on this distance here. It's I had a test of my vision, and my vision is perfect, on a distance. When I shoot my bows, I have very good vision when I, aim for the target far away. So, okay. Yeah. So in short, I support the right to carry arms. And I wish that those laws would be changed here in Norway. I think we didn't need to carry arms back in the 70s when I grew up. We didn't really need that. But Norway is very different now. It's very different. And I would actually say that, and I'm considering moving away from Norway. And let's get into I'm a little bit on and off with the glasses, and sometimes I sit, like this, then I look really old, right? And I can do this, and I look okay. Yeah, so here's what I'm thinking. If the craziness, the circus, the mandates, the thing that they are pushing to have people injected with and all that. If that gets worse here in Norway, or rather if it doesn't get better, if it doesn't go back to the old normal, which I don't think it will, I will be moving out of Norway, because I need more freedom than this. I cannot live in a place where I don't want to. Here's the thing: I don't want to spend the rest of my life in a country with so many rules and regulations and a tax level that is just insane. I pay about 50% tax, and then on everything I buy, there's I think it's 25% tax. So it's like, are you kidding me? It's just a joke, So because of all these things, I will relocate to a different country. Mr. Småberg is from Ringsaker in Norway. He says he has many weapons, handguns, rifles, shotguns, but it's only legal, he says, to transport them to and from hunting or the shooting range. At the moment, it's not looking good in America, I have to be honest with you, because of your selected old man, that's President Biden, and his mandates and all that. It's not looking good at all. You need to push back, and I know you will. You have some good people, good governors that are pushing back, and that's a fight you have to win. Because if America falls, we will all fall. That's the truth. And I mean, here's the thing: if America now was like America 2 years ago, I would now be planning to move to America. It's a bit difficult to do that, but I'm sure it would have been possible. And I would have moved to a state with liberal gun laws. Why? because I think that makes a more decent society. I don't want to constantly be on the alert, and I don't want to constantly be fit for fight. I do not know why people are picking on me, because I'm not small. I'm a rather big man, and so I don't know. It doesn't happen very often, but when it happens, it's never one guy. It's always a group of people, or at least two. So I think only once in my life I've been approached by one guy. That was me approaching him, actually, because he was holding a girl up to a wall and treating her not in a very nice way. So he ended up on the ground. That's how it's. Sometimes you just have to. It doesn't make you a hero. It doesn't make you anything. It's just something you have to do, And Røde Mac, welcome as a member. Thanks a lot. Now, did I forget I think I've seen all the super chats. No hero, no. Thank you for saying that, but no, no. Not at all. Back then I was doing Muay Thai, so it was much easier. Was like, yeah. And that girl, you know what she did? You know what she did when he got up, and then he ran away. She went after him, because I'm sure that she was his Norwegian girlfriend, Come to Tampa, Florida. We love our guns and freedom, one of the last bastions of freedom in America and the world. A bit late in Norway. Well, it's early for me. I have already slept. I'm up now and doing this live stream. Texas, yes, I've always wanted to go to Texas, because I'm just so fascinated. I think by everything in Texas, that, but I think I would struggle with the heat. So I'm kind of thinking Alaska, but I've never been to any of these places, so I don't know. And I need to be close to the ocean. I wouldn't know how to. I need to be close to the ocean, because I always have been. PA Puppy says, we have 2A sanctuary states here. If the feds try to control all the law enforcement, will be mobilized against them. Okay, thanks for the donation there. And Wolf says, move to Switzerland. I've been to Switzerland. What a beautiful country. I mean, that's a proper beautiful country, but it's very far from the sea. Okay, I'll try without the glasses now. Maybe I can just... I can adjust the clarity of the screen. Okay. So we'll put the glasses away. I don't really like the glasses so much, but yeah. So they're a bit on and off. ZSN says, I was born and raised here in Alaska. I've lived all over the USA, but Alaska is my home. These Stew says, Alaska is best, the mountains, the ocean. Yeah, I've been thinking about Russia as well, but obviously Russia, as far as I know, has it's not really a democracy, is it? I mean, there's that, and yeah, but we'll see what happens, because the world will look quite different a year from now, or only a few months from now, I think. I think Wolf says, do not move to Russia. Well, I didn't plan to, but I must say I have been in Russia. I really liked the country. And everything, Bristlecom says, everything is very unstable right now. It's very hard to predict the future. Yes, and I think that's because there are so many things at play at the same time. So it's hard to keep track of everything. You have China, obviously. You have Turkey. You have the new oil, which is lithium, which will change a lot of the, or disrupt the stability, okay, if we ever had any. And you have, it seems like the Western world is moving away from democracy and towards feudalism. Thistle Mom, welcome as a member to the channel. So, Doomsayer is saying next 2 years gonna get wild. Yeah. But back to the topic. I want to live in a society where I have the right to carry arms. It's very simple. It's very simple, because if I had carried arms in that situation yesterday, I would know for a fact that it would not have evolved into a dangerous situation for me. Right? Yes, some will say, well, they could have just drawn a gun at you. Yes. But they would have known that if they do that, well, they better shoot fast, because I would also do that, you know. So that changes everything. It takes away, it levels everything. So it makes an old little lady just as dangerous, potentially dangerous, as a big ugly bully. And actually, that's a good thing. This is a fun one. Ragnar Rock says, I'm a Norwegian American. I fished in Alaska for 10 years, my favorite state. Plenty of squareheads here. Yes, I know what squarehead means. That's a Norwegian. A squarehead. And I learned actually at school many years ago that they started calling Norwegians squareheads because they could be trusted. And also maybe they were a little bit simple-minded. But it's not a bad thing to be called a squarehead, I think. So yeah, that's funny. Okay. Simon's Diamond Soul, I won't read that, but you're absolutely right. Okay. Canada, yes. I feel so sorry for you guys. I know there's an election coming up, or has it been that? Have you had that election already? That Trudeau guy, is he still there? I've been so busy the last couple of days. So I haven't been able to keep track of that. Old lady Susie, here I am, on and off with the glasses again, Trudeau is looking like he's gonna lose. Okay, it's happening now. You have the election now. I see. Yeah. I have the screen at the distance where I'm not certain. Well, what's best actually? If it's here, you don't want to be that close to my face, I guess. Okay. So. Yeah, well, Biden and what can I say? Okay. Okay, I'll just pause the chat a little bit. What can I say? Biden is not. He's kind of left the room. He's looking for his shoes. He's not pulling the strings. That's quite obvious. So at this point, I think that he will either just be there as a puppet, or he will be replaced with the certain woman with a very evil laughter. That will not improve things. I'm really, really hoping that you will get someone in place in, is it 3 years now from now, that will get things back to normal, if I can say that, because if this continues through these next 3 years, and then for the next 4 years as well, you're toast. You won't. Things will just go apart. That's what I think. I hope I'm wrong. You Americans, you are very strong. You are independent and strong. But if your country is just broken up and sold out to the Chinese and so on, it will be difficult. Rena Mark is asking, can I get your topics for essential food items to store, please? Well, I can just quickly, off the top of my head, I can say that you should just go for, pasta, rice, dried beans, canned beans. Now, me, I don't like any of that, but it's if you have rice and beans together, you get all the essential amino acids, so you can survive on that, and your body will use those to build the non-essential amino acids. So yeah, dried meat and treated meat will not give you enough vitamins. Fresh meat will give you most vitamins and minerals that you need. Actually, people don't know that, but it will actually give you most of those. But if it's treated, it won't. So just keep that in mind. Canned fish is also, you should also keep some of that. Okay. Ragnarok, and thank you for the donation. Okay, I have to scroll up now. Lots of comments. Hold on. Ragnarok, thanks for the donation. I agree, New Hampshire has it all. I'll bring you to the shooting range if you get here. Well, thank you for that. Are those bifocal glasses? No, no, that was too complicated for me. Okay, I'll have to scroll down. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, Bjorn, what are your views on firearms? Or what you can do if you can scroll back, and so otherwise I will have to repeat myself. Okay. Okay, so yeah, lots of people are saying that Alaska is a good choice now. But again, I'm here in Norway. What I can do now, what we could do, is to get on an airplane and go to somewhere. But we couldn't go back without them putting us in jail. That's what I call it, the quarantine hotels and all that shit. And we will not comply. We won't accept that. So, and we have dogs. It's not so easy to travel for that kind of distance with dogs. Dave H, thank you for the donation. Yeah, I need to live in a place where there are enough space for wild men. I've talked about the wild men. Me being one, I think. And if we get too many rules and regulations, if it's like I can't do that. It feels like I can't breathe. Now that I actually forgot to talk about continental Europe. Okay. There's a huge difference between Norway and continental Europe. And for most people living in other parts of the world, they look at Norway as part of Europe. And in a way we are, but we are also not. Continental Europe is very different because let's talk about the western part of continental Europe. Eastern Europe is quite different again, but you do not have the right to roam law in, as far as I know, in continental Europe. In Norway, you can go wherever you want to, pitch your tent wherever you want to, not in someone's garden, obviously, but out in the woods. There are not that many people up here. We have. I usually say we have a lot of wilderness. That's actually not true. I need to be more precise. We have a lot of woodland, but most of our wilderness has been destroyed. I think we have actually 2 or 3% of the ancient woodland remaining. Not that's all, and the rest they have chopped down. It's not the original forest. So, but still, I could grab my backpack, and my bow, and walk from here into Sweden, Finland, Russia, without having to be part of anything. I could just move through the woodland, because that's what it is. That's what we have here. You don't get that in continental Europe. It's much more urban. And when I go to continental Europe, I feel when I go to cities. You can't walk here, you have to walk this way, you can't do this, you can't do that. So many rules, so many regulations. I don't like that. UKT, let me look at comments again. Okay. It's a doppelganger from Idaho. We, like all living things, have the right to defend our lives, liberty, and property with the best means available to us. Idaho is wildman friendly. We could pretend to be twins. Yeah. And thanks for the donation. Okay. Now, I'm reading a comment. I thought it was a troll comment, but it was actually a nice comment. Have you seen the black lights they are installing? No. What's that? Black light. If anyone can inform me of what that is, I'm interested. Did you mean blackout? No, black lights they are installing. What's that? Yes, California is looking like Afghanistan. Well, I went to Los Angeles. That was a bit of a shock. That was smelly. Let me just put it that way. And sad, because there were people out in the streets who clearly had mental issues, shouting and behaving like mad people. And they should have gotten some help. Why don't they get them some help? Why? I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen anything like that. Okay. Black lights make people with substance glow. Okay. I have to look into that. I've only seen anecdotal comments and so on about that. Yeah. Radiation Raven says, you're a lot less likely to pick a stupid ego P match fight if you think there's a good chance the other person is prepared to use lethal force. Tends to make for a much politer society. And I can tell you this, I've had so many situations with people of that kind up through the years, and I moved out of Oslo. We moved away from that, and I was hoping, at least now, I'm approaching 50. I was hoping that I was finished with that that shit, you know. I was just hoping for that, but no. No, because as more and more of those people are moving into Norway, um, it's becoming harder and harder to be left in peace. And here's what I have said before, and I will say it again. This is very simple. This is very simple. They want what you have. That's why they come here, these people. Again, as I've said a million times, I'm not talking about everyone coming from this or that country. No, I'm not talking about everyone. I'm talking about a certain percentage of people coming from those places. And they come here to take what you have. Either by when you hire them, this is my experience as well. If you hire them to do some work on your house, for instance, they will try to trick you every single time. I'm sorry to say this, but that's what I've seen. Again, not everyone, but a certain percentage of these people will try to do that. So if you are on, now don't get me wrong here, I'm not saying that every, let's say, carpenter who comes from another country will try to trick you, and no, I'm not saying that. But these people, a certain percentage of the carpenters as well, they will try to do that, and they will try to do that, I think, every time. That's how they operate. That's how they do things. And you get tired after a while. You get tired. Okay. Okay. So, plenty of islands here in the Pacific Northwest, Washington State. Yes, that's what I've seen. I have studied the maps. I like islands. I really like islands. Okay, hardware stores in Australia have no timber. Adrian, I'm sorry to hear that. Resvelgr is here. People try to flee from the problems of their country, yet they bring those same problems with them. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, no, the moderators are not here now, but I don't think I haven't seen anyone misbehaving. But the reason for that is that you can only comment here if you are a subscriber. So, Wolf's Teeth, thank you for the donation. Old Glory is still waving proudly for many. She's not hitting the ground without a fight. Many blessings to you, brother. Well, thank you. Okay. Yeah, why didn't my super chat show, Wolf? I don't know. That's not my fault. I think I don't know. I've seen many super chats, and thank you for all those. But yes. Okay. Yeah. So we need to talk a little bit about the thing, the thing we're not supposed to talk about, because things are happening not by the day but by the hour. And I can tell you that Norway might be looking at some big changes. Big changes might be coming very soon, because we have an election in 2 days. And it looks like we're going to have a socialist government. I would say that the Labour Party will be the dominating party in that socialist coalition government. The Labour Party is quite centrist, but they're I would say they're quite sensible. But the problem is that they will have to work with people who have whose motivating force seems to be envy, the way I see it. So things could change. Things could drastically change and get worse. We all know that the left, so to speak, has a tradition of taking away people's freedoms. We have had a not liberal in a classical sense / conservative government in Norway for a long time, for many years now, but that will probably change. So I worry about what's coming. That's why I'm saying we might have to move. I don't know where we would move. At the moment, the United States looks like it's going down the drain, to be honest with you. But I kind of also think that you Americans, you're not going to let that happen. You're not going to give up without a fight. That's very, in my mind, that's very un-American. So that's I think some people with a certain political leaning in your country, they're up for a big surprise. So Norway might change drastically, or maybe not. I don't know. But there are so many things we don't know at this point, and things are happening so fast. I read yesterday that they have one of the last things that this government they just did that. Actually, they prolonged the period of this new law that they implemented that set aside democracy or the democratic process and gave them authority to do lockdowns and implement rules for traveling and all that, and all those things. And they prolonged that until July next year. So in other words, we are going to, the new government will not take that away. They will just grab that power and keep it. So it's not looking good here right now. Okay. Alta Skibum looked at other. Okay, lost that one. Bertram Hallbrunner, welcome as a member. Now I have to scroll up again. Okay. Sorry about that. But thank you for being active in the chat. Jor, is that a YouTuber? Well, thank you for the donation. I don't. That was not a nice name then, if that's a YouTuber. I haven't heard about that. Okay. Altaskibum says, look, nowhere has the freedom to carry again, like the red states in the USA. Look at the MTN. Is that the Mountain West? MT, UT, and ID. Yeah, again, I need to live by the sea. So I was very glad and happy when I saw that those liberal laws when it comes to the right to carry applies to lots of coastal states as well. Well, Anthony goes to Tennessee. Well, thank you for those kind words. Thank you. Did I miss any? Oh, P.A. Poppy. Talk to Rudy, Alaska Prepper. He'll sell you on Alaska. Yeah, well, maybe I will. Okay, I think that I didn't miss any super chats there. Yeah, well, so that's the situation in Norway. The situation is that we don't know what's going to happen here, because we will be getting a new government, and there is also the tax issue. And I've never seen those far left people as aggressive as in the weeks leading up to this election. It's like they're frothing at the mouth, saying tax the rich, tax the rich, tax the rich. That's what they're saying. Now they're adding something onto that, and that's we will tax the rich to save the environment. Isn't that funny? They will tax the rich to save the environment. Yeah. I mean, if you fall for that, you're plain stupid. So that's, yeah. Rick Mountains, yes, they are very aggressive, but it's like they've gotten worse now. Okay. JRS in CT, welcome as a member. And just above there, Kia Chris 76712 says, as a disabled army veteran, I'm disgusted at Biden's incompetence. Yeah, he doesn't seem up for the job. I mean, it's painfully obvious. I feel bad for you because you deserve better. And there's a lot to be said about that. Kodiak Island looks good. Yes, I agree. Okay, let me scroll down again. Here we go again. On and off with these glasses. The rest of Europe is in deep trouble as well, I guess. Now I'm generalizing, but Western Europe is in deep trouble. So moving over the Atlantic to Canada, I feel sorry for you guys there. And the USA right now is, it's problematic what's going on there. But again, you have this system with a lot more autonomy in the regions or the states than in other countries. So there's that. So I don't know, but what I'm hoping is that you will push back, you will use your political systems, your freedom of speech, what's left of it, to fight against this. So okay, and then Australia. So I have not been able to figure out why Australia is as it is now. So maybe you can help me. And we had a discussion about this in the last live stream, and lots of you said because they gave up their guns. Now, I have talked about the Second Amendment already, so you know my opinion on that. But I will say again, that it seems to me it cannot be, that can at least not be the only reason, because if it was, why doesn't this happen in other countries with similar gun laws? So why Australia? It's an island. They have lithium reserves. But I have a feeling there's something in addition to that, or something much more important that I'm not seeing. And that bothers me, because I like to understand things. I want to understand things. So why is this happening in Australia? Why is it that they have almost, they in my video yesterday, I on my other channel, I said, I talked about how they are now just calling it now, what are they calling it? A new world order. And all the pundits, usual pundits in mainstream media, they are saying, oh, the conspiracy theories are going crazy because she said that. Well, first of all, it was not only this woman, Dr. Can't remember the name, who said that. It was another of those people in the government, or those officials also said that. So, okay, I see what's going on there, yeah, and I talked about that in my video. And the pundits, now the conspiracy theories are going crazy. It was just a joke. It was a bit lighthearted. Yeah. No. In Norway, we have this saying that when you've said something wrong and you're trying to explain your way out of it, you're rowing. You're rowing very fast. That's what they're doing now. So why Australia? And I was surprised, actually, that this happened in Australia. I didn't see that coming, because I've been to Australia. They're like us. They are, and everyone was so nice there. Wonderful, beautiful country. They have the sea. They have. I didn't see that coming. So I'll try to look at the chat now. Proximity to China. Yeah, absolutely. Lithium and coal. Yeah. Okay. Owned by China. Yeah, that's interesting. How many owners? What's the percentage of Chinese ownership in Australian corporations? That would be interesting to see. Okay. So some of these comments I can't read out loud. It's I think it works in such a way that if I say the words, I get the ban hammer. If you write them, that's totally fine. I don't know why. So yeah, I think China is the key word here. Okay, China, because if you look at the map, and if you know a little bit about Chinese history, I'm not an expert at all, but I know about China that they are incredibly imperialists in their attitude. They are land grabbers, and they are also very, very concerned about not having enough farmland because of the Great Famine when they implemented communism. So I think we could be looking at sort of a kind of maybe corporate imperialism. It's quite easy to see that China would benefit tremendously from if they owned Australia, either through business and owning the corporations or through political influence. Yeah, and also, did you know that the Chinese Communist Party are placing people in most countries, I think, in universities at least, to do propaganda? We have that here in Norway, in the university in Oslo, and I think maybe you have that in Australia as well. They have spies, regular spies, that they are placing in big corporations and so on. They have similar, spies in business, in research, and so on and so on. Could it be that as well going on? Could it be, some politicians maybe? I don't know how they not bought out, but they've been bought. I don't know. So I'm trying to read again the chat here because some of you have knowledge about these things, and some of you are actually in Australia now. Yeah. Yeah, China will take Taiwan soon. I think so too. Okay. Imonit or Lemonit, I am so sorry for your loss. I am so sorry to hear this. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. Okay. So I'm going to end this live stream soon. I want to thank you for being here. But we have to talk about, thank you, Tan L, for reminding me the camps in Australia before we finish this. And I think many people are saying that what we see in Australia now will be coming to our countries. Obviously, we don't know, but it's not very far-fetched to guess that might happen. I've seen photos of the camps, the quarantine camps. That's prison camps. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, if you just look at the photos, and at first I thought that they were photoshopped, but it appeared that it was real. That's concentration camps, prison camps. That's what it is. Because what I'm seeing is these houses, these the shelters, or where they're going to put people, and no, it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. This smells like something evil. And again, I feel sorry for you guys in Australia. And I think we need to prepare. I think we need to keep that idea in our minds that suddenly we might have to get out of the grid, stay outside of society, and build our own. Muti suggesting I should get hold of urban farmer Curtis Stone. I actually haven't heard about him, but I'll have a look. Thank you for that. Okay, Peaceful One, thank you for the donation. Can you talk on what we can do to rebel against this tyranny here in Australia? It seems that if we rebel, they arrest us. It's easy for me to say, do this, do that, because I'm sitting here far away, and I'm not part of that, because I'm not. If I say do this, do that, I'm not the one doing the hard work, right? But you must gather people, and because there is strength in numbers, they can't arrest you all. You must refuse to be part of that. Document what they are doing. Send it out on social media. Just share this with the world. show us what they are doing. Okay, let me scroll up here again. YouTube it works in such a way that it will show me the super chats, and obviously because YouTube takes a part of the super chats, and that's just how it is. Grizzly Survival, and thank you. Okay. Let me scroll down again. Okay, sorry about this. Adrian, thank you for the donation. Kevin Price, thanks a lot. And J.R. Keelan, are you crazy? Thank you. That's an awesome donation. What can I say? That's incredibly kind of you. American Nordic is here. It's sort of late for you, I guess. It's very early for me. Okay. I think I'm up to date now with the super chats. American Nordic says I just got off work. Oh, it's 11 p.m. Okay. Now, I am very sorry about this to those who just joined, but I have to finish this live stream now because I'm getting tired. And yeah, I have to finish this live stream. Yeah. Can I just say again, thank you for joining. Thank you for being part of this community. If you can, go and watch if you have a few minutes, go and watch yesterday's video on the main channel. If you haven't seen it already. And yeah, hit the like button. That really helps the channel and all that. So that's all for now. And thank you. Okay, soon we will have daylight here. And yes, okay. Have a nice day or night, and we'll talk soon. Bye.